Hey guys, it's May 21st, 2016, and here's another episode of Kilplix Rambles. Um, Want to get into it real quick. Me, Jed, and Con, as I've said before in the past, we have a new YouTube channel, and we've got plenty of videos on there right now. We got a Patreon, and our Patreon has just been like a support us thing. So, like, if anyone wanted to support us, they could. And now we've added rewards finally to our Patreon. So I'm just going to read those off real quick. The $1 is you'll get all of our videos 3 days early access for patrons. The next is the $5 tier, which you can ask us Q&As. You can submit questions and we'll answer them in a Q&A. Also, the $5 tier, you can join us once a month for a community game night. Obviously, not everybody can join in on those every month, but we'll try and cycle through and get everybody in that we can. The $10 pledge is we'll be doing our own home video stuff. This is patron specific. We'll be recording little home videos and putting them on the Patreon page. Like Jed wants to do like cooking with Jed, and Con like has ideas of showing off his new collections and how dangerous it is to live in Australia, and I've got ideas for like showing my figurines and like a Jinjo reacts to videos and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we got so far, and we're gonna be doing monthly Q&As if I didn't mention that. So yeah, so I beat Doom 4, Doom 2016, whatever you want to call it. I hate that name. It should be called Doom 4. I hate when they reboot games. Hey, thanks, Ginge. I hate when they reboot games and just name it without a number or like even like a subtitle, because it's so stupid. We already have a Doom. We don't need a Doom again. It needs to be a sequel or a subtitle underneath it or something. Okay, so I beat the game, and it is good. Like, it really is good, and I'm really happy with what they did with the campaign. The level designs are complex. They're not linear. There's secrets everywhere. They're hard to find. But my issue with it, if I do have an issue with it, is the original Doom. All enemies were laid out like dynamically, throughout. I just woke up, by the way, if you can't tell, so my voice is groggy. Like, enemies are placed throughout levels, right? Like, there's monster closets. Like, if you get an item, and doors will open up and you'll get ambushed by monsters, or they'll teleport in. And there's rooms that have tons of enemies, or rooms that have no enemies, stuff like that. But the new Doom 4, there are enemies strewn about throughout the levels, but the biggest concentration of enemies is always in arenas, which I like the more dynamic of the originals, but because in this one it's like you're walking, oh, there's a, what are they even called? The things where you destroy it and it spawns enemies. There's an arena there, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna fight a horde of enemies here for a while, or you go into an area to activate a switch and it's like an arena, and you're like, well, I'm gonna be fighting enemies here for a while, and they just keep spawning and spawning until they're all dead. And I guess that has something to do with the modern video games, and they can't like place all the enemies in the world at the same time, or it would bog down the game. They've got to spawn them in, like as you kill them. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the arena style. It is fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the arenas are fun. They're like a playground. Dang voice. It's like a playground. You can play around and kill enemies and run around, jump here on platforms, get power-ups. It is fun. Like, no doubt about it. The game is great. And I highly recommend it. But that was my only little issue with it, I guess. I mean, the plot's great. It's like simple, bare bones. The main character doesn't even care about the plot. It's amazing how he just like punches everything. It's like, if there's some sort of plot going on, he'll just punch it and be like, shut up, I gotta kill demons. I love that. And of course it ends on the hint of a sequel, which I'm okay with. I want more. I wonder if they'll do expansions or not, though. And on the game, I haven't even touched the multiplayers. I haven't touched it once. I played the beta multiplayer quite a bit, and I liked it. But I haven't touched the campaign multiplayer once, and I don't know why. I guess I got a lot of games on my plate right now. Oh! I beat Dark Souls 3 last night. How about that? Yeah, I said my opinions on... Would you stop? I said my opinions on, what I... In my previous Ramble video, what I rate all the Souls games all the Souls games in order to be personally. And I don't think it's changed after I beat Dark Souls 3. I think Dark Souls 3 will be the fourth? Good? Let me think. My favorites are Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne are pretty much tied, but I think Dark Souls 1 is a little bit higher than Bloodborne. Then then Demon Souls, then Dark Souls 3. And we don't speak of Dark Souls 2. So yeah, it's a good game. It's just I'm a little fatigued on the series and the franchise. I think if that was a Dark Souls 2, it would have been amazing, and I probably would have ranked that way higher, but I'm a little fatigued on the series. I really am. They're still freaking fantastic games. No doubt about that. It's just, there's such a thing as too much of a good thing, and I think that's the case with these Souls games. And I'm okay that they're ending it here. And if they decide to come back in 5 years, then I'll be ready. I'll have rested, and I'll be ready for more. But yeah, Dark Souls 3, great game. I had such a hard time on that last boss, and I shouldn't have. It wasn't that hard of a boss. My first attempt on the boss, when I first encountered him, I got him to a second phase, down to 3 hits left, and I died. And then it was just downhill from there, and it was so frustrating knowing I got that far on my first attempt, and then I couldn't even get to the second phase for, like, that entire night afterwards. That was so frustrating, but I did get it eventually. And, I think the hardest boss for me was definitely the Nameless King, because I do everything solo. I don't like summoning on my first playthrough. The Nameless King was freaking hard. Holy cow. Definitely an accomplishment when I beat him. Accomplishment. I'm also looking down the whole time I'm talking, so you can just see the bill of my hat during this entire thing instead of looking at the camera, so that's good. I beat Uncharted 3 a few weeks ago, so I played through them all in order, because I have not done it yet, because I got the Uncharted Collection PS4 edition. So yeah, I played through all 3 of those, and I think those games are really overrated. They are good games. They're really good games. I just think they're extremely overrated. I don't know what else to say on that. They're fine games, but they get I don't like the constant climbing and crap that you always have to do, but I've never been a fan of that. Like in Tomb Raider and stuff, or other games like Assassin's Creed, all the bullcrap climbing. I'm just not a patient person, and I guess that's why that bugs me all the time. Also, the puzzles in Uncharted games are always really... They're simple, but they never explain them, so they're always stupidly annoying. You have to just sit and trial and error until you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. I hated those puzzles. The action, the shooting and combat is average, you know? They're not spectacular in terms of mechanics and gameplay. They're serviceable. I think where the games shine most is the storytelling and character interactions. Even then, the stories aren't exactly, amazing. They're like Indiana Jones ripoffs half the time, but the characters are really likable, and I think that's where the main draw is for those games. But in a package, they are good games. They really are. I just think that they're overrated more than they're praised more than they should be. I bought Uncharted 4, and that's being shipped in the mail right now, and I'm really excited for this one, though. Mainly because I'm a graphics whore, and those graphics look amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm not a graphics whore, but I'm a technical guy. I can appreciate technical achievements in gaming. Like, I marvel at those type of things. I'm weird. But that game seems to have so much, like, advanced tech in it, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the characters again, and the conclusion of the series. So, yeah. Hey, Ginger, would you shut up? Gosh. Alright, I guess that's the episode for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, which is just Kilplix on Twitter. Check out what is it? Why do I always say the? It's not the. Check out last week's special on YouTube and Twitter and Patreon for me, Jed, and Con. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.